Well, I'll just get right into it. Relapsed again. Been kind of a constant pattern for me, but you know, it's getting more exhausting to drink than it is to be sober. To just stay sober. That's the point I'm at. It's becoming just truly exhausting way to live. Just constantly having to pick up the pieces of each relapse and start over at another attempt. Been trying to get sober for about 2 years, and it's something's got to change. What I'm gonna do today is I wrote a goodbye letter to alcohol. I used to think it was kind of silly. I've heard of people doing it, and people who have good sobriety have done it, and I just never thought it would be that helpful. But I think having some closure, if you're like me, you've had a relationship with alcohol for a long time, and every relationship ending needs to have some closure to it. Um, so that's what I'm going to do today. I got some other things planned for having a system of sobriety and a system going forward to make sure that I can stay on the wagon and live in sobriety and quit relapsing. One of the other things I'm going to do is I'm going to write out what my life would look like continuing to drink and what my life would look like being sober. That one I'm not going to share on YouTube. I think it has the potential to be pretty intense, especially on the what it would look like continuing to drink side. But this relapse, it was one of the shorter ones that I've had. In terms of days, it was I think only 3 days, but I mean, I have glimpses of memory from those 3 days. I, to my knowledge, didn't eat, besides, drunkenly cutting some cheese one night and shoving that in my disgusting mouth. Didn't get out of bed, just laid in bed for 3 days with a bottle of vodka. And then apparently at some point ran out of the handle of vodka and stumbled my way over to the gas station to get Voodoo Ranger. Thank God I didn't drive to the liquor store because yeah, that would have been horrible, putting other people's lives in danger. But there's a gas station walking distance from here, so don't remember getting it. But anyway, it was just I've had, what I've considered rock bottoms before, with arrests and getting fired from jobs and relationships ending. I think this was a rock bottom in a different sort of way. This was an emotional rock bottom. I mean, just a new low. Just the the level of depression that I felt after this relapse is just unmatched in anything I've felt before. I mean, just you know, you're hugging a bottle of vodka in bed for 3 days. It's not really a good time at all. Towards the end, one of my vague memories, or one of my only memories, was the last night of it, puking in bed and being too drunk and too lazy to clean it up. So then I'm just laying in bed in my own vomit. My poor dog, she's loyal as can be. She's cuddled up with me in bed. Just like, I mean, and she was going stir crazy. Like, she didn't want to be cooped up in the house for 3 days. I got to do right by her. I don't have kids, so she's my kid. But we'll get right into the letter here. So this is my letter to alcohol, breaking up with alcohol. Dear alcohol, I was led to believe that our relationship was good in the beginning. The fact is that a relationship based on lies and false promises is what we had from the very beginning. I would hardly consider that a meaningful foundation on which to build our toxic relationship over the next couple of decades. The foundation was cracked and crumbling from the very beginning. I am at fault for my affair with you. I have to take responsibility. I use the term affair because I cheated myself out of so many aspects of life. The insidious dawn of my life with you ended in a bleak darkness that made no room for any other relationships. How much pain and heartbreak did I cause by putting you first and foremost in my life? I destroyed so many meaningful relationships with a couple very good women, all because I couldn't prioritize them. I couldn't be present in the moment. I was constantly thinking of my next drink, even when I had one in my hand already. Once you had me alone and in your wicked clutches, things quickly spiraled. The heavy daily drinking progressed to annihilating binges, periods for days and sometimes weeks on end of never drawing a sober breath. It was during these desolate times that I experienced new lows with you by my side, new emotional bottoms that far surpassed all the arrests, the job losses, and relationships destroyed. Periods of a depression so deep and dejecting it would seem incomprehensible to a normal person. I became someone, or something, of a truly hideous nature. As I would lay in bed for days on end, curtains drawn so as to block out every fragment of light, I would poison myself, becoming increasingly inebriated through our relationship. I have lived with my demons so long that they started to feel like my friends, to quote Chris Stapleton. But it is time to cast those demons out. One of those demons is you. There is no room in my life for you anymore. I have spent too much time wandering in the dark when all I have had I have spent too much time wandering in the dark when all I have had to do is live in the day, the present day. And the present day, from now on, has no room for our toxic alcoholic relationship. My relationship is with God and sobriety, meaningful relationships. Goodbye, farewell, bon voyage. You get the picture. Well, that's my goodbye letter to alcohol. I've got some reflecting to do here, but I've affirmed with this last relapse that I want no part of alcohol. I hate alcohol. But it's funny, we can be drawn to something that we hate. It's kind of been incorporated in my life for so many years. over 21 years of drinking. It's not easy to let go of that, even when I know it's toxic and poisoning. But this time, yeah, I'm lucky to still have a job. I'm lucky to still have my relative health. I have experienced some health issues from drinking, but nothing too crazy. But in any case, hope you guys have a sober weekend. And yeah, let's try to find our way out of the dark.